the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me. No one can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, oh, oh, oh. And I ain't never gonna stop. Come on. Listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop. No, 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 no. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't never gonna stop. No, no. Oh, I ain't never gonna stop. I ain't never gonna stop now, baby. Never gonna stop now, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop now, baby.
baseball. Tonight's Rocky Mountain Baseball League contest is the first of a 3-game weekend series that features the Colorado Springs Outlaws and your Hayes Larks. The Larks enter tonight's game at 20-6 on the season, and at 14-3 are in second place in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. Colorado Springs enters tonight's game at 11-13 overall, 8-12 in the RMBL. Free admission for tonight's game has been made possible through the generous sponsorship of Next Tech Wireless and Remax Pro Real Estate in Hayes. We greatly appreciate these generous folks and their great support of Hayes Larks Baseball. And now let's meet tonight's starters for your Hayes Larks. Leading off and playing center field from Hutchinson Community College, number 1, Jack Tarosian. Batting second, playing right field from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 6, Hunter Rawson. Batting third, playing third base from Kansas City, Kansas Community College, number 12, Palmer Hutchison. Fourth, playing first base from Houston Baptist University, number 26, Tyler LaRue. Batting fifth from the University of Tennessee, the left fielder, number 33, Dylan Driley. Sixth, tonight's designated hitter from Murray State Community College, number 20, Garrett Gruel. Batting seventh, playing shortstop from the University of Tennessee, number 3, Austin Jaslow. Eighth, playing second base from Arizona Western College, number 4, Ben Firenze. And batting ninth for the Larks, tonight's 8th Street Liquor Beverage batter, the catcher from Murray State Community College, number 7, Brady Evans. Tonight making the pitching start for the Larks from the University of New Mexico, 1-1 on the season, number 31, Ben Baker Livingston. 40th season with the Larks, please welcome the head coach, Mr. Frank Leo. Coach is Andy Luton, and the Larks pitching coach is Keith Hyper. Ladies and gentlemen,
for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Larks Park. It's the second meeting of the year between the Colorado Springs Outlaws and your Hayes Larks. This time, we're in Hayes after winning in the Springs on the 4th of July. It's Ben Baker Livingston on the mound for the Larks, getting his 5th start of the season. 1-0 count to leadoff man, C.J. Townsend, the shortstop, out of Bellevue. Takes this one to deep left center field. Running all the way from center field is Jack Tarosian. Makes a nice catch by the 349 marker in left center. A good play. Keeps the Outlaws off the base pass to start the game. James Wright to the plate. He's the right fielder batting second out of Dodge City Community College. Larks coming to this game 20-6 on the season. They're 13-3 in Rocky Mountain Baseball League play. They're sitting in second place, 2 games back because the BJs have only lost 1 game and it was 2-year Larks. Outlaws coming to this action 11-13 on the season, 8-12 in league play. They're sitting in 6th place, 9 games back. Ben Baker Livingston on the bump, 6'2" freshman out of the University of New Mexico. He's a Richardson, Texas native. He's working with a 1-1 count here to the right fielder. Grounded this one past Ben Baker Livingston. It goes to the right side of the second base bag and rolls into center field for a leadoff hit for James Wright, his 24th single of the summer.
The first baseman, number 28, Casey Campbell.
So Tarosian's catch big. If that would have been a leadoff double for Townsend, might have been able to score on that one. 1 away, runner at first base in the top of the first. It's the Larks' first time at Larks Park in this month of July. Fly ball to the left side. It'll go into the Larks bullpen. And we'll work with an 0-1 count to Casey Campbell, the first baseman at Colorado University, Colorado Springs. BBL on the bump this season. He is 1-1 through 6 appearances. This is his 5th start. Thrown 15 innings, striking out 18. The 2-time Mountain West Freshman of the Week will hit Campbell on the second pitch of the at-bat, and he will put on 2 quick. 2 on, 1 out, top of the first in a scoreless ball game.
The catcher, number 41, Jaron Wilcox.
Larks won 11-0 the last matchup against the Outlaws. Jaron Wilcox at the plate right now. He batted 5th in the last game, went 1 for 3. Today he's batting cleanup and doing the catching out of Phoenix College. 0-0 delivery home. Fastball off the turf, 1-0 counts. Swing and a miss from Ben Baker Livingston to Jaron Wilcox. 1-1 goes the count. Right at second base, Campbell at first base, Wilcox at the plates with a 1-1 counts. Larks riding a 4-game win streak. They've won 7 of their last 8 games. Won 3 straight league games, won 5 of their last 6 league games. Ground ball goes between Hutchison and Jaslov. It rolls into left field. Drowling gets to it, and the runners will only advance 90 feet. They elect to now wave right home, and the bases are loaded as the Outlaws get their second hit of the first inning. Courtesy runner at first base for the catcher, as Cade Sakamoto will come to the plate. He's the DH tonight, batting 5th after being the starting pitcher against the Larks in Game 1 between these two teams. Larks run ruled the Outlaws with a lot of ease, but already here in the first inning, they're giving BBL some trouble. 2 hits and a hit by pitch. Ryan at third, Campbell at second, and the unnamed courtesy runner at first base. Brady Evans blocks this one to save it from getting behind him and allowing Wright to score from third base. Brady with some family in attendance tonight. He's the Murray State Aggie, headed to NSU to play for the Riverhawks. Link on deck, Marr in the hole for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Good pitch from Ben Baker Livingston. Fastball finds the zone 1-1. Outlaws riding a 2-game winning streak, but they've lost 3 of their last 5, and they've lost 3 of their last 4 league games. They are 2-2 in the month of July. 1-1 home. Fastball chopped to the left side, but it is foul of the third base line. Larks didn't play against the Outlaws last year. Outlaws took a year off. Fielded team this year, Larks went 4-0 against them in 2020. One-two delivery from BBL. Swung on a miss. Strikeout number 19 on the season. Through 15 2/3, and he is 1 out away from ending the top of the first. Takes us to Bailey Link, the second baseman, out of Bellevue. Ben Baker Livingston's last appearance was against the Rough Riders on the 3rd, and we'll get you those numbers in the next inning as he gets a ground ball to the second baseman Ferenzi and works down to the jam. He leaves the bases loaded and keeps the Outlaws off the board in the top half. To the second half of the first we go. No score here in Hayes. Bottom of the first, Jack Tarosian will lead things off for the Larks. At the top of the order for the first time in a little bit. First delivery to him will be inside, 1-0 count.
Larks from Hutchinson Community College, the center fielder, number 1, Jack Tarosian.
Jack on a 3-game hitting streak, 1-0 count against Lane Harris, who gets the start. Watches this one fly into left center field. Running back is Gorsh. He's in front of the warning track and gets the out in deep center field. Tarosian got a hold of that one here in Hayes, but didn't quite get enough to get it past the 405 marker in center field.
University of Texas at Arlington, the right fielder, number 6, Hunter Robson.
Hunter Ross into the box, getting the start in right field tonight. Batting 2 in the order. Expect to see him play a little bit of second base over the next week and a lot more infield action with the loss of Tanner Rice for the next week or so. But Rice will be back about the 16th. Leo Geminian will get back around the 18th for the Larks. Larks down those 2 guys, but picked up Garrett Gruhl, so that will help out in the meantime. Pitch number 2, the AB, a breaking ball into the zone, no balls, 2 strikes. It's Lane Harris on the mound. He's a righty out of Hastings. He's a Nebraska native and misses the zone here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rawson had a really good game against the the Outlaws. He had a good game against the Rough Riders, but playing the Outlaws right now. Against the Outlaws on the 4th, he went 2 for 4, scored 2 runs, drove in 1, sends this one to deep right center field. Gorsh looks up, and it's off the grass, bounces to the wall, and Hunter Rawson will have a stand-up double. Rawson now on a 7-game hitting streak, puts himself in scoring position, looking to score for the 3rd time against the Outlaws this season.
Community College, the third baseman, number 12, Palmer Hutchinson.
Rawson's been hot as of late, picks up his 4th double of the season, his 7th extra base hits, 14 singles, 4 doubles, and 3 home runs for the UTA Maverick. He scored a team-leading 29 times and is looking for more here. Palmer Hutchinson to the plates, 3rd baseman batting 3rd in the order. First delivery to him from Harris will get away from Wilcox. He looks a while for it. Hunter Rawson advances into scoring position to 3rd base. From 2nd to 3rd on the pass ball. Harris on the mound this year. He is 1-1 through 5 appearances. This is his 5th start and his 6th appearance. 4 straight starts for him. His only relief appearance against the Dodge City A's on the 11th. He's pitched 21 2/3, striking out 21, walking 16. ERA standing at 7.06 and a whip at 1.85. 2 misses here to Hutchison, 2-0 count. Larks' last game was against the Dodge City A's on Wednesday. They beat them 15-3 at Cavalier Field as Hutchison skies this one on a pop fly. It's the middle of the infield. Townsend gets under it and gets out number 2. Rawson stays at 3rd base, 2 away. Runner in scoring position for Tyler LaRue.
The Larks' first baseman from Houston Baptist University, number 26, Tyler LaRue.
LaRue was an 0 for 3 outing in his last game, but he drove in a run and also scored 2 times. He was hit by 2 pitches. Larks won at 15-3 in 7 innings. Cade Brown got the start, went 2. Hendon followed it with 2 of his own. Then Brady Rose threw 3 innings, allowed 1 hit, striking out 7 of the 8 batters that were struck out in the game. 1-0 home to LaRue. Slider misses outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Delivery gets a little bit of away from Wilcox. Hunter Rawson thinks about breaking for home for his 2nd. Decides that the best move is to head back to 3rd base as LaRue has a 3-0 count. See if he goes with the green light here or it's taken all the way. Drilling on deck, Rule in the hole for the Hayes Larks. Larks' first game at home in a while. The 3-0 delivery to LaRue will miss the zone, and he will be aboard on a walk. 17th walk allowed this season for Harris. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
From the University of Tennessee, the left fielder, number 33, Dylan Driley.
LaRue with his 7th walk of the season brings us to Dylan Dreiling, hitting .400 this season with a .494 on base percentage. He's picked up 28 hits and 14 walks, driving in 29 runs. That's 6th on the team behind the man at first base. Rawson at third, LaRue at first, 2 away. Larks looking to score the first run of the ball game here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-2 moves the counts. Terosian flew out to deep center field to start the inning. Rawson followed up with a double to right center. Hutchison popped out, and then LaRue just walked. 0-2 to Driley. He takes one. Harris thought he had strikeout number 22 of the season. Instead, it misses outside. Drilling in his last game, it was a 2-for-4 effort, scoring 2 times and driving in a run. LaRue takes off for second base. A hack from Dreiling sends the ball over the grandstand and out of the play. Out of the park. 1-2 counts. Larks with a hit and a walk this inning. They made the Outlaws leave the bases loaded in the first half and kept them off the scoreboard. 1-2 again to Dreiling inside. Wilcox blocks it. LaRue not running on this one. Count moves to 2-2. Warm night in Hayes, but not too bad as a slight breeze moves in from the left field side. Another good turnout here at Larks Park. Larks fans glad to have the team back home. 2-2, Dreiling pops it to the left side. Marr moves from third base and gets the third out in foul territory. Larks leave runners on the corners in the first. Both teams are scoreless as we move to inning number 2 on Larks Network. Top of the second, Ben Baker Livingston back to the mound. We'll miss the zone here. 1-0 count to the third baseman, Quinn Marr, batting 7th in the order. BBL in the first inning allowed 2 hits and hit a batter. Had the bases loaded with 1 out, but then struck out Sakamoto and got linked to ground out to Ferenzi. Left the bases loaded in a 2-hit first inning. 2-0 home, called strike 1. To leadoff man of inning number 2. Weller on deck, Gorsh in the hole for the visiting Outlaws. He'll foul this one off himself and work with a 2-2 count now. Third base coach and head coach of the Colorado Springs Outlaws is Chaz Lopez. They have Nolan Daniels, their righty out of Dort, coaching first base. Player coach tonight for the Outlaws in the 2-2 from BBL is home and misses inside on a curveball. 3-2 count. BBL's now thrown 19 pitches, 10 of them in the zone. Ground ball goes to Ferenzi at second, and back-to-back ground outs to the Aussie second baseman, and the Larks get their first out of the second inning. Takes us to Austin Weller, the left fielder out of Colorado Springs.
Austin Weller.
A lot of Colorado Springs natives on the roster for the Outlaws. A lot of Colorado University, Colorado Springs Mountain Lions on the roster as well. Ground ball bounces just foul, and we'll go 0-1 with the count here to Weller. Evans looks around, finally finds his face mask on the left side of the plate. BBL has retired 3 straight, has struck out 1. It was his 19th strikeout of the season. He's walked just 8 guys and given up 6 earned runs. 0-2 counts. 3.60 ERA this season and a 1.47 whip. No balls, 2 strikes here to the left fielder.
Then he had his center fielder down in 10.
1-2 home. Weller batting .250 this summer with a .407 OBP. This is his 13th game of the summer. One, two, he sends it to the backstop. The scoreboard at Larks Park reads a 1-2 counts. I believe that should be a 2-2 counts. Pitch home, does catch the outside corner. Very good pitch from Ben Baker Livingston. Will strike out his 20th of the season now through 16 2/3. He's retired 4 straight on 2 groundouts and 2 strikeouts. Bottom of the order, 2-away base is empty from Ben Baker Livingston and company. It's Jaron Gorsh, the center fielder, out of Colorado University, Colorado Springs, and he is also a Colorado Springs native. Fastball from BBL gets sent to Jaslov at shortstop. Feels it, takes a couple steps. His throw to first in time. 3 up, 3 down for BBL in the second. 7.5 we go. We're scoreless at Larks Park. Bottom of inning number 2, Garrett Gruhl will line one into left field and start us off with a leadoff base hit. The designated hitter has hit in all 5 games that he's played in for the Larks. He had very good numbers at Murray State, to say the least, this past spring, and continues his string of success here in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. The Larks' second hit of the day, a double from Rawson, a single from Gruhl, takes us to Austin Jaslov. Runner at first, nobody out here in the bottom half of the second inning. It's a scoreless ball game. Harris, his first pitch to Jaslov, will miss the zone, 1-0 count. Jaslov batting 7th tonight. It's the lowest he's hit all season. Grounds one between Marr and Townsend. Larks have back-to-back base hits to the left side of play, and it puts 2 on quick with nobody out in the seconds. To the 8-hole, Ben Ferenzi with Brady Evans on deck. Terosian in the hole. Jaslov just extended his hitting streak to 6 games with that base hits. Ben Ferenzi to the plates. Did not play in the game against the A's on Wednesday. Well, he played in it, but he didn't hit or field. He courtesy ran and scored 2 runs for Jackson Halter. A 1-0 count here. Gruhl at second base, and Jaslov at first. First baseman Campbell in. Marr at third base starts to creep in, and the 1-0 delivery home is going to be bunted back to the mound. Harris tries to field it and looks for third base, but he didn't get the ball up, and he will throw to first and gets Ben Ferenzi out. No, he didn't get him out. It sure looked like he was out, but they will say that the Larks' second baseman is safe. Chaz Lopez, the head coach of the Colorado Springs Outlaws, to go argue the call. They will appeal to Burkhart behind the plates. Even with my bias, I'm pretty sure that Ferenzi was out at first base, but we will see what the call is. And Ferenzi will stay safe at first base. Base is loaded for the Larks. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Larks.
Tonight's 8-3-liter beverage batter, the catcher from Murray State Community College, number 7, Brady Evans.
Evans to the plate. We're at the bottom of the order. First pitch to him is inside, 1-0 counts. Brady with some family in town, so the Larks continue the tradition of making the guy with his parents in town the beverage batter, and we'll let him hit. Ferenzi at first, Jaslov at second, Gruhl at third base for the Larks. Hard swing from Evans on a 2-0 count, no contact, 2 balls and a strike to tonight's catcher. Outside, 3-1. Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Games tomorrow and Sunday to follow. We'll be off on Monday against the Cannons in Augusta on Tuesday, and then back home on Thursday, and we're at home the rest of the season. Bases loaded, the swing from Evans goes past the right field wall, and he will have a grand slam as the beverage batter touches them all, brings them all home. Larks up 4-0 quick. Larks with their 3rd grand slam of the season. This one is from Brady Evans. First home run of the summer for him. RBIs 10, 11, 12, and 13. He scores his 10th run and puts the Larks up 4-0 quick. No, he had a home run last year and adds another one to his total.
Top of the Larks batting order, the center fielder.
Terenzi scores, Jazz Love scores, Gruel scores. Top of the order for Jack Terosian, and be working with the bases empty thanks to Brady Evans. Brady had 3 home runs actually last year, so now has 4 as a Lark. It's his first of the season. One count to Jack Terosian, who had a well-struck ball in the inning number 1, sent it to deep left center field. Gorsh chased it down and reeled it in on the warning track. 1-1 home will catch Jack Terosian. All 5 batters will reach here in the first inning, and we'll have a runner at first for Hunter Rosson, who had a 1-out double standing up in the first inning. Larks have now outscored the Colorado Springs Outlaws 15-0 this season. Lane Harris on the bump. He's out at Hastings College. He's a 6'1" righty who's a freshman. This past year at Hastings, 12 appearances, 11 of them in relief, just 1 start, going 3-1. Striking out 28 through 23 and a third at a 7.71 ERA. Rosson slaps this one into left center field and will be out number 1 of the second inning. 1 away, runner at first for Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison, the 7th batter of the inning for the Larks. He popped out to Townsend at shortstop and was out number 2 of the first inning. Larks 1 hit, 1 walk, left 2 on, no runs scored in the first inning. Since then, they have picked up 3 hits and have scored 4 runs. Jack Terosian moves into scoring position, and we have him at second base. 1-0 counts, 1 away for Palmer Hutchison after the Rosson flyouts. This one above the head of Hutchison, and Terosian is going to advance on back-to-back pitches. Two wild pitches puts him at third base here with 1 away in the second inning of action. It is a 2-0 count, shows the scoreboard here in Hayes for Hutchison. And he smacks it into left field. Terosian goes back to third base to tag up. It won't matter as it's off the wall between 322 and 349 markers. Hutchison just with a little bit more oomph would have been able to touch a ball. Instead it smacks off the top half of the wall, and he has a RBI double, scoring Terosian from third base and picking up an RBI. All but 3 Larks have either scored or driven in a run here in this second inning. 5-0 Larks. Hutchison standing at second base. So close to a home run right there. It would have been his 9th of the season. He's leading the team and has just been seeing a lot of the ball. Instead, he will settle for his 9th double of the season. He's now on a 6-game hitting streak, just like Jazz Love, who extended his in this inning. Five nothing Larks, 1-1 count for Tyler LaRue. LaRue walked in the first inning, was left on first base. This one a miss low, 2-1 counts. 8th hitter of the second for Hayes. Game 2 tomorrow, first pitch at 7 p.m. Come out to the ballpark or catch it right here on Larks Network. 2-1, inside 3-1. Harris struggling here in inning number 2. That error really threw him off his game. Hitter's count delivery off the turf. It gets a little bit of away from Wilcox, but he retreats and gets it before Hutchison can move to third base. LaRue 0 for on the day with 2 walks. He has been aboard 4 times in the past 2 games on 2 hit by pitches and 2 walks.
The Larks left fielder, number 33, Dylan Bradley.
5 zip Hayes, runners on first and second. For the 9th batter of the inning, Drowling. He popped out to Marr to end the first inning. And we'll pop this one into shallow center field. Gorsh, Townsend, and Link move towards it. It will drop. Larks runners read it well. Hutchison moves up to third base. LaRue to second. Drowning with his first hit of the day, and we have now batted around. Larks load the bases for the second time in the second inning. It'll take us to Garrett Gruhl. He led off this inning with a single and then scored on the Brady Evans home run.
Tonight's designated hitter, number 20, Garrett Gruhl.
Larks outscoring the Spring 16-0 this summer. They went 4-0 against them back in 2020. Winning game 1, 11-1 in 7 innings, run ruling them. The next day, beat them 8-1. And then we went to Colorado to face them on the 18th of July of 2020. Larks won it 18-10. Jeminian scored 3 runs, walked 3 times. Hutchison with 2 runs scored and 2 runs driven in. And then the next day, on the 19th, it was a 10-0 run rule for the Larks. In 8 innings. 1-1, Rule sends it to the backstop, 1-2. Larks have had a lot of barrel action here in inning number 2. Just really seen the ball well out of Harris's hands, and in the meantime, the Outlaws send a right-handed pitcher up to the bullpen. 1 away, Drowling at first, LaRue at second, Hutchison at third, and the breaking ball breaks outside, 2-2 counts. Harris already near in the 50s on the pitch counts. He will strike out Garrett Gruhl for out number 2 of the 3rd inning. Gruhl 1 for 2 in this inning on a pitch he chased.
The Larks shortstop, number 3, Austin Jaslov.
3rd time Gruhl struck out this season. Takes us to Austin Jaslov, who has a single on the day and a run scored. And the Larks' last game, Jaslov 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a run driven in. Lines this one into right field. It is down. It'll score Hutchison. Frank Leo waves Dylan Drowning to third and LaRue home. Throw to third base will be cut off. Larks get 2 RBIs and 2 runs from Austin Jaslov. They are now up 7-0, all runs in this inning. LaRue scored from second. Drowning goes first to third. And Hutchison scored from third. Drowning and Rossin, the lone Larks to not score in this game, but they have both been at third base, and Drowling's at third base right now. Chaz Lopez out of the dugout to have a chat with Harris. Jaslov at first base, Drowling at third. Ben Ferenzi at the plate. Ferenzi reached on the Harris error. And and then scored on the next at-bat off the Brady Evans grand slam. Called strike on a pitch that was close to the zone. And Corey Burkhardt will say that it did catch the zone, and we will go 0-1. Runners in the corners with 2 outs here in inning number 2. All 7 runs for the Larks in this inning. Ferenzi is the 10th hitter of the inning. 0-1 breaking ball breaks into the zone after starting out high. 0-2. 2 strikes from Harris after the Lopez mound visits. Evans on deck, Terosian in the hole for Hayes. 0-2 home, grounded to the second base side. Link runs for it, kicks it, and we will have an RBI here from Ben Ferenzi, assuming no error. Dreiling scores. 8 Larks have scored the 8 runs. Its scoreboard shows E4, and Ferenzi will be aboard 2 times off of 2 different errors. Jaslov moves up into second base, and the Larks now are up 8-0. 2 on, 2 outs. Evans got the fans half-price beverages for the remainder of the second inning, and the Larks 4 runs in his first at-bat of this inning, seeing a grand slam over the right field wall. First pitch to him, a called strike, 0-1. Evans, a second-year Lark, has spent the past 3 years at Murray State. Is headed to Northeastern States to play for the Riverhawks. He's a Broken Bow, Oklahoma native. Played in 115 games for Murray State, batting .313 with 71 RBIs. Looking for another hit in this swing. Swings above it, 0-2. Jazz at second, Ferenzi at first, the Larks. Evans, the 11th batter of the inning. Larks setting themselves up for a second straight run rule against the Outlaws, but still a lot of work to be done. Chopper goes to left side. Harris comes off the mound, barehands it, throws to first. It's an infield single for Brady Evans. Not many times the Larks beverage batter gets 2 hits in an inning, but it will make drinks a quarter price. We're still at half price here. It's bases loaded for the 3rd different time, and Jack Terosian will come to the plate. Braden Lucard out of the dugout. It's a courtesy run for his catcher. Jazz at third, Ferenzi at second, Lucard at first base. For Jack Terosian, wouldn't want to pitch to this guy with the bases loaded. The Creighton commits. Has already scored 1 today, but he has been very good for the Larks at the plate this season, driving in 16 off of 29 hits. Scored 28 times, batting .322. On base percentage sitting at .456 and an OPS at .889. Two-0 count to Terosian. Larks with 7 hits in this inning alone. Five singles, a double, and a home run. The only Lark not to reach base in this inning on deck is Hunter Rawson. 3-0 home. Terosian takes it all the way, 3-1. 25th game in a Larks uniform for Jack. He leads the team in games played. And will walk for the 19th time this summer and pick up RBI number 17 as Austin Jaslov scores for the second time of the second. Lopez out the dugouts, and we'll pull Harris with a 9-run deficit. 9-0 Larks will come back for the continuation of the second inning. Bases loaded for Hunter Rawson.
I'm a
Bases loaded for Hunter Rosson, new pitcher into the game. Peyton Brown out of Adams State, a D2 school in southern Colorado. It's a Monte Vista, Colorado native. Rosson, the lone Lark to not score in this inning, but he did have a big double in the first inning with 1 out. And got to third base, but his teammates left him there. 0-1 counts, a 9-run second inning for the Larks. Pitch number 2 to Ferenzi. Or to Rosson in the zone. Terosian at first base. Lucard at second. Ferenzi at third. 0-2 home. Rosson fouls it to the netting to stay alive. Peyton Brown on the bump. 6-foot freshman, throws right-handed, and is making his 7th appearance of the season for the Outlaws. His first against the Larks. 0-2 home. He will just miss the zone 1-2. He's thrown 15 and a third. This is his second appearance in relief, his first since the 26th of June. He's given up 38 hits, 31 earned runs, walking 11, striking out 7, 18.20 earned run average. 1-2 home. Rosson reaches for it just to stay alive. Will stay 1-2. Larks outscoring the Outlaws 20-0 this year in 9 innings of action. The 1-2 to Rosson. Will miss the zone on the breaking ball. Good eye on a pitch that a lot of guys would have chased. Rosson, not your average player, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rosson 1 for 2 today with a flyout to Weller and a double to right field. Two lines this one into left center field. Larks will score the 10th run of the inning, and Lucard jogs home and will score the 11th run of the inning. 2 RBIs for Hunter Rosson. Now every Lark either has an RBI or a run scored. Runners on the corners. Ferenzi scores for the second time. Lucart scores for the first time. And the Larks break the scoreboard here at Larks Park. The inning counts can only go up to 9 runs, so the second inning shows that they've only scored 1 run. But they are up 11-0. Make no mistake, still only 2 outs for Palmer Hutchison, who is the #16th batter of the inning. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, 1-0 counts, an 11-0 ball game. What a good at bat from Hunter Rosson. Worked a long one and took advantage of a pitch he liked. Now is standing at 13 RBIs on the season. Breaking ball in the zone, called strike here to Hutchison, who has doubled and scored in this inning. Rosson, the lone Lark to not score. And 9 different Larks have scored, though, because Evans homered, then reached on a single, then Lucart ran and scored for him. Jaslov has scored twice in this inning, and Ferenzi has scored twice. Hitters count delivery in the zone, 3-2. Excuse me. 9 different Larks have scored, not 10. Full count here for Hutchison. Runners at the corners. Rosson will be taken off on this next pitch. And the delivery from Brown will miss the zone. Hutchison will walk. The base is loaded. 4th separate time the Larks have loaded him up here in inning number 2. And we will bring the 17th hitter of the inning to the plate. It is LaRue, who has already walked twice today. Friday night action in Hayes. Base is loaded for the man out at Houston Baptist. He scored in this inning and is looking to bring Drowling to the plates. Drowling on deck, Gruel in the hole. Bases loaded. At third base is Terosian. Rawson at second. Hutchison at first. This pitch at the head of LaRue. He will be shaken up a little bit. Dodges it and work with a 1-0 count. Most runs the Larks have scored this inning, but they are still looking for more. It's a packed night here at Larks Park. Stands are full. Fan pavilion on the left side of the field has a good amount of fans as well. It's a beautiful night in Hayes for some Larks baseball, and the Larks are delivering their fans a good one. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away. We've had 2 outs for a while, but 6 straight Larks have reached. Hard cut, goes to the backstop. 2-1. Larks on the road for their past 5 games. They go 4-1, 3-1 in Colorado, and then just beat the Dodge City A's on Wednesday in Dodge. 2-1 delivery to LaRue. Will miss the zone high. 3-1 in this inning. Keeps going for the Larks. Been a nightmare inning for the Outlaws. One they'll try to forget and shake off. Larks 5 innings from another run rule. 3-1 will go off the left arm of LaRue, and he will be hit for the 3rd time in the past 2 games and drive in a run. Moving up and scoring is Terosian. He scores for the 2nd time in this inning. It is 12-0 Larks, all runs here in this inning. Feels like forever ago when Brady Evans broke the game open with a grand slam in this inning. Rawson at third, Hutch at second, LaRue at first for Drowling, who represents the 18th batter of the inning. 1-0 counts for the grandson of Larks head coach Frank Leo. Drowling a single and a pop out today along with a run scored. They will throw down to third. The ball gets away from Marr. Frank Leo will send Hunter Rawson home, and that will be his first one of the day. Every Lark has scored in this inning, including a courtesy runner for Brady Evans, along as Brady Evans has scored. 10 Larks have scored here in the 2nd inning. It is 13-0 Hayes. Hutch to third, LaRue to second. 4 RBIs in the inning for Evans, Jaslov with a couple of them, and Rawson with a couple of them. 2 runs from Terosian, 2 runs from Jaslov, 2 runs from Ferenzi. Two-one count here to Drowling, the 18th batter of the inning. Larks looking to bat around for the 2nd time. He skies one back and foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Larks have been hit, walked, and singled in the past 3 batters. They have had a very good 2nd inning, to say the least. 2-2 count, 2 on, 2 away in the bottom of the 2nd. Off-speed to Drowling is lined to right field, just a little too excited on the swing. Got a hold of it, but pulled it foul. Placed that one fair. He picks up 2 RBIs, and it's a 15-0 ball game for the Larks. There'll be a big gap between innings 2 and 3 for Ben Baker Livingston on the mound, if he does come back for inning number 3. Lined into the right center field. Running forward is Gorsh. He will make the catch on the run. Drowling outs 3 in innings 1 and 2. But the Larks bring 18 to the plate, score 13 runs, and we'll be up 13-0 as we move to the third here in Hayes. Top of inning number 3, BBL back to the mound. Fires in a first pitch fastball. It'll miss inside 1-0 count. Top of the order, TJ Townsend. Defensive changes for the Larks. They move Hunter Rosset in from right field, put him at second base. Put Braden Lukart in a spot in right field, and then move Ben Ferenzi from second to third. Hutchison no longer in the field. Leadoff base hit here for TJ Townsend. Runner at first in a 13-0 ball game. His first hit of the day, third hit for the Outlaws.
The right fielder, number 15, James Wright.
James Wright to the plate. He is singled. One 0 count to James Wright. Campbell on deck. Fouled off 1-1. Was a long second inning. Larks, after working a 1-2-3 first, thanks to Ben Baker Livingston, got a ground out, a strikeout, then another ground out. The Larks brought 18 to the plate and scored 13 runs. Fly ball goes into right field. Braden Lukart tries to get Townsend out at first after getting out number 1 from right. A throw to first not in time. One away.
Second, Braden Lukart in right field. Now batting for the Outlaws, the first baseman, number 28, Casey Cannonball.
Campbell grounds this one, bounces it into the Larks dugout as the Larks have Caleb Meredith standing in the bullpen. He's just working on his arm, not throwing. A pitcher comes in from the pen for the Outlaws, and we'll see if they bring him out for the third inning. Fastball from Ben Baker Livingston, found to the left side. Due for the Larks in the fourth inning will be Gruel, Jaslov, and Ferenzi. Gruhl led off the second inning and scored once off of a single. 0-2 grounded to Jaslov, fields it, tosses it to Rossin. The throw to first base will be in time. Larks turn a 6-4-3 double play. Outlaws thought he was safe at first base. It was a really close play, but Rossin's throw in time to end the third inning. Larks face the minimum in back-to-back innings and will take a 13-0 lead to the bottom half of the third inning of action. Garrett Gruhl to lead off inning number 3 for the Larks, after every Lark had 2 plate appearances in inning number 2. He's 1 for 2 today with a strikeout and a single, along with the run scored. 0-1 count here. New pitcher into the game is Jaron Gorsh out of Colorado University, Colorado Springs. He's a Springs native as well. Appearance number 3 on the mound for him. This season he's pitched against the BJs and against the Cougars. It's his first outing since June 24th. Gruhl takes this one to deep left field and will have his second home run at Larks Park. Both to left field. Larks score their 14th of the day. His second hit. Picks up RBI number 5, run score number 7. Larks' second home run of the day, both of them from Murray State Aggies. A grand slam from Evans and a solo shot from Garrett Gruhl. 14-0 here quick. He's worn the pink cowboy hats. That's the home run hat. The Larks can't find it. They'll get up to it late, and he'll finally get to celebrate in the dugouts as he puts the Larks up 14-0. Garrett Gruhl's 7th hit as a Lark in 19 at-bats. Jazz up the plate, sends this one into right center field. Right overruns it. Jaslov heads to second and will reach on the E9. Jazz now 2 of 3 today with 2 singles. He's been aboard 3 times now, scored twice and driven in 2. Everything that could go wrong for the Outlaws is going wrong. They've had 4 errors, given up 10 hits, 14 runs scored. They've had some calls not go their way, and they're going to want this game to be over as quick as it can and be ready to take on the Larks for Game 2 tomorrow. It's a 3-game series here at the park. First pitch is Saturday and Sunday, both at 7 p.m. Catch them right here on Larks Network. Ground ball goes to shortstop. Townsend. Jaslove with a good read. Slides in safely at third base as the throw goes to first. Frenzy now 0 for 3 after reaching on a couple of errors.
Tonight's 8th Street Liquor Beverage batter, the catcher, number 7, Brady Evans.
Evans to the plate already with 2 hits today, a single and a home run. Just a double and a triple away from the cycle in the 3rd inning of action. He's at the bottom of the order. He's driven in 4 runs and scored 1, and then Lucar ran for him as a courtesy runner the last inning and scored 1 for him. Oh, 1 count here to Evans. Terosian on deck. Rawson in the hole for the Larks. Ground ball under the feet of Jaslove and foul 0-2. Judging by his mannerisms in the dugout, I'm thinking we might have just seen the last of Ben Baker Livingston on the day. But I could be wrong. He's jogging out to the left field corner right now to chase down a ball. It would be a power move if they were making him go and get the balls, and he comes down and pitches another inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Brady Evans. 2-2 counts. Runner at third base, and Austin Jaslove 1 away. Two home, swung in a miss. Evans will be out for the first time today. Bottom of the 3rd, Larks have already scored 1 this inning. Looking to make it 2.
The order, the center fielder, Jack Terosian.
Two away for Jack Terosian. Runner at third base. He's been hit and walked and flown out. And this game grounds 1 to the first baseman, Campbell, who tags the bag and gets the 3rd out. Larks get just 1 run in the 3rd inning. They lead by 14 as we move to the 4th frame of action here in Hayes. fourth inning of action here in Hayes. It's a day for Ben Baker Livingston. Throws 3 innings, gives up 3 hits, no walks, no runs. Leaves 3 on the base paths. Turn to the man from Chuckey, Tennessee. Meredith, the southpaw, delivers home his first pitch. In the zone for a called strike against Jaron Wilcox, the catcher, who singled in the first and is just now getting a second plate appearance here in inning number 3. Baker Livingston not in contention to get the win, even if it is a run rule. Would have need to go on 4 for a run rule victory. 2-1 count. Meredith now has appeared in 9 games, 5 league games, 4 non-league games. He has pitched 17 innings, 3 starts. He has given up 10 hits, 5 walks, striking out 12. And as a 2-2 count here, it's the leadoff cleanup hitter, Jaron Wilcox, out of Phoenix College. 2-2 grounded to the third base side. Ferenzi runs in, fields it, hop throw to first in time, and that'll start off the 4th inning. And Larks had an inning-ending double play in the 3rd. Ferenzi starts us off with a nice play after he moved from second base to third base in last inning. More defensive changes for the Larks. Cade Brown is now at first base, taking over for Tyler LaRue. So now we have Luke Arden right, Terosian in center, Dreiling in left, Ferenzi at third, Jaslov still at shorts, Rawson at second, Brown at first, Evans behind the plates. Dreiling, Terosian, Jaslov, and Evans, the lone Larks, to still be where they started. 1-0 from Meredith, swing and a miss, 1-1 to the pinch hitter, Brady Christensen out of Iowa Western Community College, pinch hitting for Cade Sakamoto. Sakamoto struck out swinging against Ben Baker Livingston the first inning. BBL struck out 2 through 3. One, 2 count after the swing and a miss. Another swing and a miss. This 5 spot has struck out twice. This is the first strikeout for Christensen. Strikeout number 13 for Caleb Meredith through 17 2/3. Larks looking to face a minimum for the 3rd straight inning. We go to Bailey Link, the second baseman, who grounded out to Ben Ferenzi at second base to end the top of the 1st inning. Due for the Larks in inning number 5, Ross and Hutchison and LaRue. Foul ball off the plate, then off Link, 0-1 with the counts. Larks scoreless in the first, 13 runs in inning number 2, 1 run in inning number 3. Fastball off the turf, 1-1. Larks Park was a little bit more home run friendly, i.e. not 405 to center field in that left field wall, just a little bit more in for Palmer Hutchison. Larks will be up even more. Hutchison almost had a home run. Jack Terosian drove one to deep left center field, but was out. Hunter Rawson had a long fly ball to right center field. It bounced right in front of the wall, and he had a stand-up double. But the Larks still 2 home runs today, 1 from Gruel, 1 from Evans, and we have it 2-2 counts. Delivery home, grounded to Ferenzi, who's had a good inning already defensively, and continues it here. Outs 1 and 3 go to him. He rushes in for 1, waits back on 1, but still the results the same. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Caleb Meredith and company. To the bottom of the 4th we go, 14-0 Larks.
be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Be there too. Nothing in the world.
Bottom of the fourth, Hunter Rosson to lead things off for the Larks. He is 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. He scored 1 and driven in 2. Larks padding their stats here in this game. That's a 0-1 count for Rosson. Hutchison on deck, LaRue in the hole for the Larks. Reaches low for 1, grounds it past his third base coach and head coach Frank Leo. Larks now have a right-handed pitcher up in the pen. The netting in the way, blocking who it is, but Rosson grounds one hard to the shortstop Townsend. Blocks it, then picks it up off the turf, and Rosson will reach on. We'll wait on the rule. Scoreboard flashes E6. Rosson will not be 3 for 4, so it will be 2 for 4. But is at first base done the same with a leadoff reach attempt. Rosson's goal for the month, going 400, off to a good start. 1-0 count for Hutchison, LaRue on deck, Dreiling in the hole. Hutchison, a double and a walk, a run scored and a run driven in on the day. Two counts for Braden Lukart, not Palmer Hutchison. Lukart scored a run, courtesy running for Brady Evans in the second inning. Sends this one to the backstop, 2-1. Cade Brown is the one on deck, not LaRue, but Dreiling still in the hole. Two balls and a strike. This delivery inside, 3-1. It's still Gorsh on the mound. The third pitcher of the day had a 5-batter third inning, but allowed a home run to Garrett Gruhl. 3-0 in the zone, full counts. 3 straight games at the ballpark tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, all against the Outlaws. All first pitches at 7 p.m. Catch them all on Larks Network. Oppo action for Braden Lukart. He drops it on the warning track in left field. He goes for second base, and he will have a double, his first hit of the day in his first at-bat. And the Larks have 2 in scoring position quick here to start off the 4th inning. Lukart at second, Rosson at third base.
The first baseman, number 28, Cade Brown.
Lukart now on a 4-game hitting streak. The Rue will end his day without a hit. A lot of Larks have extended their hitting streaks today. And Brown looks to get his first hit of the month of July. Playing way back as well. He's just a couple steps in front of the warning track in left field, and so is Wright in right field. Brown lines this one to deep left field. It'll drop on the warning track. Rosson will score. They're going to wave Lukart home, and Cade Brown will have a double and 2 RBIs. His first hit in the month of July. He scores his teammate at OU, and Hunter Rosson his second run of the day. Lukart's second run of the day. 16-0 Larks with a runner at second base. Still nobody out here in the 4th inning of action. Dylan Dreiling to the plate. Cade Brown now with 15 RBIs on the season. His 13th hit and his 3rd double. First delivery to Dreiling at off speed that takes a while to get the plate. 0-1 counts. That is Cade Brown's first hit since June 19th, but since that 19th, he's only had 12 at-bats. There was a lot of times Larks were looking to use him in relief, and then they just ended up run-rolling teams and not needing his arm in the innings 8 and 9 because they didn't happen. 1-1 counts. Brown at second base. The delivery will miss the zone. 2 balls and a strike for Dreiling, looking for his second hit of the day. Larks 2 runs already here in the 4th inning. They lead by 16. Gorsh changes up his delivery here a little bit and misses the zone. 3-1. Something just didn't look right about the delivery, so he'll step off and resets. Larks 12 hits today, 2 doubles in this inning. Gorsh misses the zone here and will walk Dylan Dreiling. Something about his right arm, just the way he's releasing the ball, looks a little bit off. And Chaz Lopez takes notice and we'll head out the dugout and have a chat. Dreiling at first, Brown at second, Gruel at the plate when we come back. Two on, nobody outs here for Garrett Gruel, who is 2 for 3 today with a home run and a single. He scored 2 times, and that home run was a solo shot. Brown at second base, Dreiling at first. New pitcher into the game, Quinn Maher, the Garden City Community College commit, the Colorado Springs native, going up against the DH from Groesbeck, Texas. He waits on an off speed, sends it down the left field line. It's fair. Brown will score from second. Dreiling around second, heads for third. It's going to be a double for Garrett Gruel. He is now just a triple shy of the cycle in the 4th inning of the action. Larks with a lot of extra base hits today. There is 2 on with nobody out and a 17-0 ball game. Jazz left to the plate. He has been aboard all 3 trips to the plate, 2 singles, and then he reached on an air from right, who's now playing third base. Maher moves from third to the mound, and then Gorsh goes back out to the outfield. Jazzlev has scored 2 and driven in 2. Off-speed curveball drops into the zone, no balls and a strike here. Larks 13 runs in the 2nd inning, 1 run in the 3rd, 3 runs here in the 4th. 2 in scoring position. Jazzlev lines one into the outfield on the right side, and he will score a Drowling. Gruel held at third base. Wright has some trouble with it in the right field. Gruel probably could have scored, but they held him and then weren't paying attention to the right fielder and elected to hold him there. Jaslov drives in his third of the day off of his third single. 18-0 Larks. Gruel the third. Drowling scores for the second time today. Brown scored before that. 1 through 9 spots in the order of each scored 2 runs today. Now, multiple different guys have scored out of the 9 spots and out of the 3 spot in the order, but batters 1 through 9 in the order, each spot of those has scored 2 runs. Ferenzi is hit by a pitch. And we load him up for Brady Evans. Crowd goes loud for him. He's got family in attendance. They've been fired up for him. Plus, they have him as a beverage batter, so the crowd really wants a hit for him. Frenzy aboard 3 times. Brady Evans drives this one to left center field at the wall, reaching his Gorsh. He doesn't get it. Brady Evans will drive in Gruel, moving to third base, and now sent home is Ben Ferenzi. Brady Evans will bring 3 runs home on the triple. He is now a double shy of the cycle here in Hayes and has 7 RBIs. Ferenzi scores for the 3rd time. Jaslov scores for the 3rd time, and you bet Gary Gruel does the same. Larks now up 21-0 off the Brady Evans triple, and it brings up Jack Tarosian. 21-zip Larks. The biggest gap I can remember in my 4 years as the voice of the Larks is in 2020 we went to Boulder and beat them 20-0. I think this is the most runs the Larks have scored in a game and the biggest gap between teams in, again, my career. 0-2 count here for Jack Tarosian, who's been hit and walked in this game. He scored 2 runs and driven in a run. Marr from the windup, outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. $21-0 Larks. This is a football score here in Hayes. Larks 15 hits, 5 of them in this inning. Larks a home run away from hitting for the cycle in the 4th inning of action. Pump fly from Tarosian goes to the left side of action. Townsend, the shortstop, has no trouble with it, gets the first out of the inning. Let's talk about Jack Tarosian for 1 second, though. He just committed to Creighton University. You can see the graphic on your screen. That's his quote from his Twitter. Blessed to announce I'm continuing my baseball career at Creighton University. Thank you to Hutch CC, all the people who have made this dream a reality. Glory be to God. Roll Jays. Another Larks player goes D1. He was a Omaha native and is going back to Omaha to play for the Blue Jays. 1 away, inside delivery to Hunter Rawson. As the pitch misses inside, Tarosian now 0 for 3. Two-0 count. Evans standing at third base. No courtesy runner for him. Third pitch to Rawson. He pops up. Townsend will get called off by Wright, who fields it on the green part of the turf in the infield and gets the second out of the inning. Evans sitting at third base. He scored once and driven in 7 runs. Braden Lukart to the plate. He has a double on the day and has scored twice, once as a courtesy runner, once as himself. Call strike to him. 0-1 counts. 2 away, runner at third base. 2-1 count for B. Lou, who's played the past couple of innings in right field. Larks continue to have that right-handed guy get up and moving in the pen and getting warm. Lukart scored off the Cade Brown double. Brown on the on-deck circle right now. 3-1 delivery home. Lukart reaches for one, sends it foul. 3-2. Payoff pitch home. Off speed, swing and a miss. Larks score 7 in the 4th inning. They are now up 21-0 as we go to the 5th inning of action here at Larks Park.
Come on. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop. No, 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 no. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't never gonna stop. No, no. Oh, I ain't never gonna stop. I ain't never gonna stop now, me. Never gonna stop now, baby, yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Never gonna stop now, baby. Never gonna stop now, baby.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Top of the 5th, Kobe Grimsley will be the Larks' 3rd pitcher of the day, and he fires in a first pitch strike and sees his second one. Drop in left field, Dylan Dreiling will get to it after a bounce. Leadoff base hits for Quinn Marr, who just got done pitching the 4th inning. Larks faced the minimum in the past 3 innings. Stat sheets and scorecards looking much different between the two teams. Kayla Meredith now in left field. They move Dreiling over to center field. Everything else from this last inning is the same. Brady Evans, the lone Lark, to still be at his original spots, along with Austin Jasloff. So those two guys, the only Larks to still be at their same spots. 1-0 delivery here to Weller, almost outside 2-0. So we got Meredith in left. They moved Dreiling from left into center. Terosian's out of the game. Lukart replaced Rawson in right field a little bit ago. Rawson moved to second base. And then at second base, they moved Ferenzi from second to third base. and replaced Tyler Rue at first base with Cade Brown. Jazz still at short. Evans behind the plate. Grimsley on the bump. Hope you caught all of that. It's a 3-0 count here. Grimsley delivers home. Gets in the strike zone. 3-1. Murray State connection right here. Kobe Grimsley at Central Oklahoma, but played at Murray State with Larks catcher Brady Evans, who just spent the past 3 years there. Grimsley will walk. Weather here on 5 pitches. 2 on, nobody out. Evans wants to go out and have a chat with his former Aggie. On the order is Jaron Gorsh, the center fielder. He grounded out to Austin Jasla for the last out of the top of the second inning.
The center fielder, Jaron Gorsh.
Meredith getting his first time fielding in a while. On one of the road trips, he was complaining about how I made him sound like he was a bad hitter when he was hitting, and how surprised I was that he hit the ball so far. And I had to bring up that was an all-state outfielder in high school, so he's back in the old stomping ground, sitting in left field. Chucky's Tennessee native. Will look to make some plays out at the 7th spot on the defensive alignments. 0-1 home. Will miss the zone. 1 ball and a strike. Reads the scoreboard here at Larks Park. Pump up, sent to the backstop and over. It's 1-2. Grimsley's 10th appearance on the mound as a Lark. He's thrown 13 1/3, all but 1 appearance in relief. And that starts. He went against the Rough Riders through 5 innings, gave up 4 hits and 1 earned run. Just 2 earned runs for Grimsley all season. And takes this one off the mound, throws it to Ferenzi at third base. The throw to first base is not going to be in time. Grimsley took a little bit too long getting the ball to Ferenzi, but Ferenzi did not get in time to first base. It was a good throw from Ferenzi, who is maybe going to get some more action at third base. As Gorsh reaches on the fielder's choice. 2 on, 1 out. Larks get the lead runner out. Top of the order, TJ Townsend. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the 3rd and flew out to Dreiling. Actually, to Rosian back in the 1st inning. 1-0 counts. Good amount of fans at the ballpark, but you can kind of see it on the screen. There's a few lawn chairs set up out on the dike and past center field. And a good amount of fans, probably about 10 or so out there, watch the game overlooking the ballpark. Under the lights here in Hayes, 2-0 count from Kobe Grimsley to CJ Townsend. Two-1 after the called strike. Grimsley, the Atoka, Oklahoma native, going up against the Eugene, Oregon native. 2-1 in the zone, 2-2. Grimsley with just a 1.35 ERA and a whip sitting at 1.35 as well. The whip will rise a little bit after this outing, but he'll look to keep the ERA at 1.35. It'll drop below that if he can get 2 more outs to keep the Outlaws off the scoreboard. His last outing was against Fort Collins, where he gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch, struck out 1, allowed 1 hit, but 3 runs scored while he was on the mound. None of them earned, however. 2-2 count as the smoke from the grills behind the Larks concession stand rolls across the infield, and the delivery is home. It'll be in the zone. Grimsley will strike out his 8th of the season. Townsend not happy with the call, but he'll be back to the dugout as out number 2 of the 5th inning. It's been a long 5 innings, but that's what happens when you score 21 runs for the first 4. 2 on, 2 out for Kobe Grimsley. He's going up against the 2-hole James Wright, who has singled and flew out to Hunter Rawson. Pitch above the letters, 1-0. Do it for Hayes. And the next inning will be Brown, Drouling, and Gruel, 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Just inside, Grimsley misses 2-0. Outlaws with just 4 hits today, one of them in this inning. No runs. They have left 3 on. They picked up their first walk in this inning thanks to Austin Weller. Two one home low, 3-1. Chris Echeverria is standing up in the bullpen now, but just now getting started playing a little bit of toss with who I assume should be Jackson Halter, the lone catcher, to not appear in today's game. Probably the one up in the bullpen. Grimsley's walked 2 in this outing, and he loads the bases as we bring Casey Campbell to the box. Marr at third. At second base, Gorsh. Actually, Weller at third. Gorsh at second. Right now at first base.
The first baseman, number 28, Casey Campbell.
Casey Campbell grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the third inning. Was Jazz Love to Ferenzi to LaRue. Now Rosson's replaced Ferenzi and Brown has replaced LaRue. Ground ball goes to Hunter Rosson, who tosses it to Austin Jazz Love at second base. Larks get that out and end the inning. Keep the Outlaws off the scoreboard for the 5th straight inning. To the bottom half we go. Hayes up by 21. Cade Brown to lead off the 5th inning of action here in Hayes. He is 1 for 1 today with a double and a run scored. Called strike to him. 1-1 count. Mahler still on the mound. One, two. 21 zip Larks. So leadoff man of the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2 home to the Oklahoma Sooner. Will miss the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sooners back to back in the order. Lukart was the last out of the 4th inning, and now Brown lead off the 5th. Dryling on deck. Rule in the hole for Hayes. Brown reaches low for one, sends it into center field. Gorsh moves back and gets it in the deepest part of the ballpark. Dryling to the box. He is 1 for 3 today with a walk and a single. He has scored 2 times. No Garrett Gruhl on deck. Kobe Grimsley will step to the on-deck circle. See if the Larks let Jaslove hits. He's currently helmetless in the dugouts. One home will miss low and outside. 2 balls and a strike to Dryling. Larks coming off of a 7-run 4th inning. 13 runs in the second, 1 in the third, 7 in the fourth, none in inning number 1. 2-1, above the letters, 3-1 counts. Dryling hit by this pitch, spins but appears to be okay, and will take first base. 4th hit by pitch of the day. Terosian's been hit. LaRue was hit. Ferenzi's been hit, and now Dylan Dryling. Kobe Grimsley to the batter's box. First time hitting in a while, and he takes this one inside. He's just had 2 at-bats, and he's had 1 hit, and he scored a run after the single. First time that he's come to the plate since June 5th, where he hit against the Boulder Collegians. Drives this one to left center field. It'll be down. Dryling round second. Turns on the Jets as he heads to third. He's in safely, and Kobe Grimsley is safe at second base on the throw. It is a single for Grimsley, and the Larks have 2 in scoring position. The crowd is here having a lot of fun, as they should. Their team is up 21-0, and they have 2 in scoring position with nobody out.
The shortstop, Austin Jaslove.
Jaslove to the plate. He's been aboard 4 times today. 3 singles, then he reached on an error. He scored twice and driven in 3. First pitch to him, missed the zone. 1 ball, no strikes. Dryling at third, Grimsley at second base for Hayes. Echevarria continues to get up in the pen and move around. Broken bat, Jaslove bounces this one behind second base. The throw to first will be in time. And Jazz will pick up his 4th RBI of the day and be out for the first time. Dryling scores for the 3rd time, and good thing that on the last trip, Austin Jaslove went and bought a new bat at the place where we were taking BP, and an expensive swing right there for Jaslove. 1-0 counts, or excuse me, 1 away, not a 1-0 counts. Ferenzi grounds this one just to the left side of home plate, and the Outlaws will come off the field after getting the 3rd out here. 2 away, they leave. Grimsley at third base after the Ferenzi ground out. To the 6th we go. Hayes leads 22-0.
And a cold beer, you'll hear me yelling out a big cheer. 'Cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks.
Chris Echevarria will come on to the mound here for the 6th inning. Face off against Jaron Wilcox, the catcher, batting the cleanup spot. He is 1 for 2. They singled against BBL and then grounded out to Ben Ferenzi when Caleb Meredith was on the mound. 4th pitcher of the day for Hayes. It's the man out of the Dominican Republic. 1-0 home from Echevarria. Fastball in the zone, called strike 1, 1 counts. Chris has now appeared in 11 games. He's thrown 17 1/3, all in relief. He picked up a win against Junction City on the 29th. He's allowed 16 hits, just 8 earned runs, striking out 18. 2-1 home to the cleanup man with Christensen on deck, Link in the hole. Pop up to the right side, goes back. Evans loses the face mask, is at the netting, makes a basket catch, puts his body on the line, and makes a beautiful play and gets some applause from the fans and from his teammates. What a good play from the catcher. That is a tough play to make. You're right at the netting. Don't know how much room you have because you're looking up. Plus you got to spin around when you lose that face mask and try and find the ball. What is just a good play from Brady Evans. You can see why he's won back-to-back gold gloves in Region 2 at the JUCO spots. 1 away, 0-1 count here to Brady Christensen, who struck out in the 4th inning and is lone at bat after he pinch hit for Cade Sakamoto, who struck out in the 1st inning. Oh, 2 count. Chris isn't playing games here in this at bat. Fastball home, swung and a miss, but it bounces off Evans, rolls all the way to the Larks dugouts, and reaching on the drop, 3rd strike is Christensen. Strikeout number 19 this year for Chris Echevarria, now through 17 2/3. Calling him Echevarria for quite a while. His name's spelled wrong on one of my things, so I call him the wrong name for a while. But Echevarria now will go up against Bailey Link, who grounded out to Ben Ferenzi in the 1st, who was at 2nd base at the time. Then he grounded out to Ben Ferenzi in the 4th inning, who was at 3rd base. 22 zip Larks, 1 away, bases 2 and 3 open as this one sent to center field. Drowning was already playing in. It's off his glove, but he will be able just to toss it to Jazz Love, and reaching on the fielder's choice now is Link. He's now 0 for 3. Larks get their first error of the day.
The pitcher, number 9, Quinn Law.
Two volunteers in the outfield, Meredith in left, Drowning at center. They got another one at shortstop. And then on the right side of the field, 2 Sooners, Cade Brown at first base with Lucard in right field. The Arizona Western Matador, Echevarria, throws in a strike here. 0-1 count here to Quinn Morrow, who singled in his last at-bat. And now Larks have who I believe is Cade Hare up and moving in the pen. 0-1 swing and a miss. Chris had a really good first outing, struck out the side against the Batcats on the 3rd, and the next day gave up 2 earned runs and looked kind of shaky, but he has found his groove for the Larks. His last outing was in Boulder, where he threw 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, striking out 3 and no walks. Misses inside, he gets away from Evans, bounces hard off the backstop, and we will go 1-2 with the counts. Runner advances into scoring position. Outlaws looking for their first run against the Larks. Larks have played just 13 innings against the Outlaws and have hit in only 12 of those and are still outscoring them 33-0. One ball, 2 strikes. Echevarria from the stretch. His delivery home. Off speed in the zone. He strikes out 2 in the inning. A nice pitch for Maher. He knew he was out after the pitch just was tied up. And Larks in the top of the sixth inning, keeping the Outlaws off the scoreboard yet again. To the bottom half we go. Hayes up 22-0. Bottom six. Brady Evans will lead it off. Just a double shy the cycle. If he gets a second on this pitch, he could get it. He rounds first as the ball drops in left field, but he will settle for his second single today. 2 singles, a triple, and a home run. A run scored, 7 runs driven in for Evans, plus his courtesy runner scored for him. So what a good day for Brady Evans. He's seen limited action because he's one of 3 catchers, but I think he's going to get some more action after this one. Caleb Meredith to the plate. Sees one pitch. It misses outside. Which they'll say scoreboard shows 0-1 count. Sure looked outside from up here. Meredith 0 for 1 on the season at the plate after seeing a deep ball to center field. Was out in a fly. Pops this one up to the left side. Townsend moves towards it. Meredith now 0 for 2, his first at bat since June 5th.
The second baseman, Hunter Rawson.
One away for Hunter Rawson. Been aboard 3 times today. With a double, a single. He scored twice and driven in 2. Lines this one hard, but it's right at third base, and he will be robbed of a hit. Will now be 2 for 6 today. Braden Lukart back to the box with 2 and Evans at first base. Lukart 1 for 2 today with a double and 2 runs scored. Marr in the zone, 0-1 counts. Above the letters, 1-1. Larks need to get 3 outs in the top half of the 7th and not give up 13 runs to run rule the Outlaws for the second straight game this year. If they do get the run rule, which I'm pretty sure will happen, it'll be yet another one on the season where we've already had quite a few. Trying to find the last time we played the Outlaws. We run ruled them on July 19th of 2020, so it would be 3 straight run rules dating back to 2020. Pop fly goes to left field side, making a beautiful play from third base is right, slides in foul territory, and gets the thirds outs. Evans leads us off with a single, his 4th of the day, but they leave him at first base. To the 7th inning we go. Hayes leads by 22.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Top of the 7th, Cade Hare will take over on the mound, and the first batter he faces is Austin Weller, who's 0 for 1 today with a walk. A little bit of a pink sky here at Larks Park as the sun sets under the lights here in Hayes, Kansas. Ground ball goes to Jaslov, backhand throw to first. In time, 1 up, 1 down for Cade Hare, 2 outs away from a run rule. Jaron Gorsh to the plate now. He is 0 for 2. This is the Larks' first game at Larks Park since June 29th. One away, base is empty for the bottom of the order center fielder. Slider from Hare in the zone. Hare's 10th appearance on the mound. He's thrown 15 and 2/3, now 16 innings. Just 1 starters against the A's where he threw 2 really good innings. He gets a pop fly high in the sky to the right side. Trotting back is Rawson, gets called off by Lucard at the right fielder. 2 up, 2 down. We're 1 out away from a run rule.
Very special 13th birthday to Ben Czar here at the ballpark. So are you with us tonight?
Hare struck out 14, giving up just 12 hits. Needs 1 more out to send us
Top of the batting order for the Outlaws.
home early.
Number 7, CJ Townsend.
Top of the order, C.J. Townsend, 1 for 3 with a single. Flew out against BBL, then singled against him, and then struck out against Kobe Grimsley. Hare's in the strike zone, 0-1 counts. Larks have faced a minimum in 3 different innings today. They were from innings 2 through 4. We'll see if they can get another one here in inning number 7. 0-1 home from Hare. Line drive into right field. Lucart will let it drop in front of him. It's a 2-out single for T.J. Townsend, his 2nd of the day.
The third baseman, number 15, James Wright.
Larks will finish 3rd day at the plate. picking up 17 hits. They walk 5 times, score a season-high 22, and leave 8 on base. 22-0 here in Hayes. Two-way top of the 7th. The delivery from Hare above the letters 1-0. Game 2 tomorrow night here at Larks Park. First pitch at 7 p.m. Catch it right here or come down to the ballpark. 5th hit of the day for the Colorado Springs Outlaws. Brings us James Wright to the plate. Had a nice play to end the 6th inning in foul territory. Swings and whiffs at this one. Here looks over at the runner at first base and will deliver from the stretch. High and inside 2-1. Here the 5'11 freshman out of Phoenix City, Alabama. Plays for the Central Alabama Trojans, where he made 12 appearances this past spring. Back foot on the first base side of the rubber. Delivers home from the stretch. Pop fly into the right side of the field. Braden Lukart will move back after running in and get out number 3. 2 pop-ups to him will end the 7th inning and end the game here in Hayes, Kansas. The Larks have their best game of the summer. Have a big day, win it 22-0. Brady Evans leads the way with a grand slam, finishes his day with a run scored, 7 runs driven in. Austin Jaslove drives in for himself. Garrett Gruel and Dylan Dreiling, or not Gruel, Kobe Grimsley scored 1 for him, but Gruel scores 2 runs. Dreiling scores 3. Winning pitcher today, Kayla Meredith, who finished the game in left field. Outlaws finish their day. They have 5 hits. They leave 7 on, score no runs, pick up just 2 walks. Larks 5 walks, leave 8 on base, get up 17 hits, and score 22 runs. 22-0 Larks. We'll see tomorrow. First pitch at 7 p.m. for Game 2 of a 3-game series. Larks have their 2nd straight run rule, their 3rd straight run rule against the Outlaws dating back to 2020. So we'll see you tomorrow for Game 2 of 3. First pitch at 7 p.m. This has been Carson Ackerman on Larks Network.